What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the drone show. I got one before the actual drawing day, which is Wednesday. I told you guys I was waiting on some knives and stuff to do the HK Knife WOrks 400. They still haven't arrived like they should. I don't know if they got hung up in the USPS or whatever, but I'm still going to do the HK Knife WOrks 400. I'm going to use my super hard, it's a Victorinox, the RH Forschner, or however you say that. It's a super hard stainless steel knife. It's a really good knife. Came from ElmDollDesigns on Etsy. Tried to say too many things at once there. Anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. What I'll do later with the other knives is a comparison with the FSK. And so the FSK 400 versus this one. So this is, in the GoPro here, I'll show you real quick, the HK Knife WOrks 400 extra hard. Now I can tell you, I'll show you something here. This is actually an absorbent stone. You don't need to soak it, but you'll see here, at least I think you can, it will absorb the water into the surface. You probably can't make that out too well. You kind of can, but it's like watching paint dry. But just take my word for it. So it does absorb water into the surface. It is porous. Here's the knife too, real quick. You guys have seen me sharpen this one before that have seen my other videos. It's an excellent knife. Like I said, courtesy of ElmDollDesigns on Etsy. Lots of cool antiques and stuff. Good people. But yeah, so this stone, it's friable, which is good. It's not a bad thing. So if you hear that, don't think it's bad. And again, it's porous, so it does absorb water. So you have to put water on the surface more than you would any of the other types, which, again, that's minuscule compared to what I'm assuming is going to be amazing cutting speed. So we're going to give that a shot. I need to correct a couple of things. So remember I said I was off my game the other day whenever I did the video on Sunday. That stone that I showed you, I said it was a Shanyouhama or whatever the world that one is called. It's this guy here, right? No, this is an Iwatani. It's the same thing as this guy here, the little guy that I have. This is a little different. Let me do it in the GoPro. You'll see them better. That's really blurry there. The autofocus and stuff. So that's the Iwatani. It's Iwatani. It's spelled a couple different ways depending on whether it's old stock or old, whatever. And this is also an Iwatani. This is a newer stock one. This is a different layer. So anyway, you can see a little different. This is the yellow layer. I forget the naming for the yellow layer, and that's terrible because I knew it off the top of my head, but let's see, I'm trying to think. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll correct it in the description, that's fine. What I thought I was showing you guys whenever I said the Shanyouhama, or whatever it was called, was the stone that I got yesterday. Now, that one was this guy. It's got this kind of marking on the side here on eBay. Now, I'll show you this up close in the GoPro. So this is how it looks after I've lapped it. I do need to get these scratches out, which is fine. I just need to continue with my Atoma. This is 80 grit scratches because I needed, I'm going to tell you what I did to it. But just take a look at that. You'll see these on eBay, and they're listed as Shanyouhama, or however it's called. And they'll have a lot of times this marking on the side, and this surface will look black, like an actual black. Like if you've ever seen the Tsushimas, they call them ocean blues, right? They're black for the lacquer on the bottom and the sides, but the top is that color gray. Well, whenever I got it, it had a weird spot on the side of the stone, and it was raised, and I'm like, that's lacquered on the surface, but nothing else is lacquered. That doesn't make sense. So I started to lap it like I would have done anyway, and that lacquer was coming off. I'm like, okay. So then it revealed that gray layer, and wouldn't you know it, that's a Tsushima. So I was sold what was supposed to be a little bit more expensive stone, and I didn't pay a ton of money for it, so it's not that big a deal. But you'll see here, these are practically identical. Again, I'll put in the GoPro because it's all blurred out in the back. I looked at them under the microscope. I looked at them wet, and the mud created. Again, if I didn't have these scratches here, it would look a lot better, and I will fix that. But yeah, it's the exact same stone. But look, this was like 140 bucks, right? I paid 95 for that one. So it wasn't the right stone, and that's fine. I don't care, but because I got a deal. But be careful, guys. I knew it didn't look right, so I want to say that purchase, knowing that it didn't look correct for what I was told it was. Had to put that back up there. Now, I took the risk anyway. That being said, that shipped free from Japan via DHL in 2 days from that seller. He does have actual correctly labeled stones. I just don't know that he knows exactly everything that he has. He thinks, talking to him anyway, he thinks that's what it is, but he says he'll have to check with the people he got it from. So I'm assuming there's someone that he's the front for. I'll list it so you guys know, and you can check out his store, see if there's anything you want. He'll accept a lot of offers that are reasonable, but just be aware. So if you see him with the black surface, it's most likely a Tsushima, especially if it looks like that one does all around. But it works well. I mean, don't get me wrong there. It works just like a Tsushima. So I need to seal it. Without that, so let's see here. I got this guy. I just want to show you guys a couple things before we do this video. This guy did come in. This is 150 millimeter. Well, they call it a Santoku, but it's a white 2 Santoku from Nakamura Hamono in the Miyazaki prefecture. And this was 80 bucks. And it came with another one of these guys. Remember that Japanese food craftsman came with these amakusas? Those are excellent stones, I'm telling you. They're hard. I cannot believe how much those things cut for being amakusas. Amakusas I'm used to not cutting very well. But anyway, we'll go over that knife in a different video and stuff. I got a lot of videos to make. And one more announcement before, I'm putting this in the sheath here, before we get started here, and then I promise I'll get right away to it. Before that announcement, I'm doing a giveaway tomorrow for anyone that hasn't seen any of the other videos. It's for an all-stone Fukami whetstone, and I'm also going to give away an inexpensive Japanese chef knife. This go around, it's not always that, but sometimes I do. Where's my lid? But so I'm going to give that away tomorrow. You just need to be a subscriber of the channel, and you need to leave a comment on a video from now and 2 weeks prior. That's the only requirement. Then I'll put your name in a drawing, and if you're drawn, all you got to do is give me your address, and I'll send it over to you. So Friday, this is the other big announcement. I'm going to be interviewing the owner of DMD, this guy. That DMD Tools. Those DMD plates like we see all the time for sale. I've got a whole host of questions. It's going to be a video interview. He's agreed to do that, and it's going to be a chance for him to let you guys know about DMD as a company. It's going to let you guys know, some of the questions I have. But if you have questions you would like for me to ask him, like maybe you've always wanted to know this or that about DMD, just leave them in the comments. Tell me something you would want to ask DMD if you were able to talk to him face to face, and I'll try and ask him to him. I'm going to do it about 9 o'clock on Friday night. I should post it on Saturday, just depending on editing, right? They do have a fixed angle system they're sending me. I told you guys that I'll be reviewing. It's not released in the US yet, but it will be. So I'm going to ask some questions about that too. Their stones, their processes, different things, talk about the fakes, that kind of stuff. So stay tuned for that one. That one should be interesting. I'm very excited about it. I'm also going to do it with Ruxin. That's not the right way to say their name. It's like Rushan, I believe. They told me is the real way to say it. But theirs is going to be a little bit later. They've got some stuff coming down the pipe, but I'm going to interview them too. So without further ado, let's get going on this here bad boy. So again, HK Knife Works 400 extra hard. I am sorry for extra talking your leg off, but I had a lot of things I wanted to say today, and make sure you guys knew that and correct a few mistakes from last time. I can't believe I called that stone the wrong thing. I think I made another mistake too. I'll have to go back and look. Oh, real quick. If you see these on Amazon for $13, you know those looks like a DMD plate? And it's a 3000 grit and they say it's the smaller version. I don't know if I'd want to spend 13 bucks on that, but look at that guy. How funny is that? I mean, it's legit. It is an absolute resin bonded stone. It is, I mean, what is that, as long as my finger? So I don't remember the company it came from that was selling it. I don't know if it's a knockoff, I'm assuming so. 13 bucks though, shipped prime. All right, here we go with the RH Forschner Victorinox super hard stainless steel. Let's go ahead and listen to it like I'm going to turn off this dehumidifier because it's going to kick on the moment I start sharpening, I'll guarantee it. There we go. Oh, it was off already. I just turned it on. How fun is that? So that's silly. All right, let's do this then. All right, let's listen to it and then we're going to talk about it. I'm kind of excited. Not kind of, I am excited about this thing. This is courtesy of Adonma. Here we go. First time using it. Well, using it anyway. Whoa. So, wow. Right off the bat, I'm going to tell you this thing, I mean, it is intense. So the friability, let's talk about that. There's a lot of sand feel on the surface, right? But I don't believe that it's going to dish. I don't believe that's possible for this thing to dish, at least not quickly, because of the nature of what it is. So, but it is friable. You can feel grit particles and binder and stuff in the slurry here. So like, think of it as like someone sprinkled fine sand and it got wet, but it didn't clump together and you just rubbed your hand over it. That's what it feels like. That's what it is essentially, right? Except for its diamonds and whatever abrasive and binder they use there. Let's check the burr. So you guys that saw the video of this knife before know that it was rather difficult to raise a burr. And just simply because it was hard, right? And it all depends on pressure, of course, and all that stuff. There is a 100% burr. The only thing that doesn't have a burr right now is this extreme tip, which I believe I had a problem with before too, and I had to focus on it specifically due to its angle and stuff. But all the way back here, all the way through the middle, I mean, I could continue on from this point. I'm going to go ahead and give it another pass and then some long strokes real quick, and then we'll go ahead and I'm going to do the tip too real quick. We'll go ahead and go to the other side here. The feedback is just like all the others, right? It isn't really any different. So the feedback is, I mean, it's good feedback. I know what I'm doing at all times. If I were to make a mistake, it would let me know right away. I could tell you exactly the mistake I was making. So yeah, it's a great stone. Hard feel. The friability, I will say, this is an exaggeration just to give an idea of how this feels. If you were to take this knife, or any knife, and hold it and go through, well, we'll just use fine sand again. Just actual piles and piles of fine sand with just a little bit of pressure, right? That's kind of how that feels. It's got that crunchy particle feeling. So that's not a bad thing, I don't think. It's just the way it felt. So it's rough. I mean, you heard how loud it is too, right? So no big deal. Finger slip. Man, this thing is just, it's a beast. Adonma, he mounted it to this flat piece of marble. He glued it down. It's really good. It's a nice, heavy, sturdy base. It's not going anywhere. One of the things I did do with this thing before using it at all was I took the sharp corners and I was testing just to see. I took a fairly worn 140 grit diamond plate, and you really shouldn't use your diamond plates on these. They'll wear your diamond plates out. But I wanted to test, and I was able to chamfer the edges, and it did it fairly easily. So just be aware of that. So silica carbide I think would work fine, although it will eat your silica carbide up. So yeah, silicon carbide stuff, it's gonna chew it up. It will do its job to chamfer the edges or something, but you'll run a line down the middle of it. All right, we're going to swap to the other side because that is, I mean, that is beyond done. I could have been done with the first one. So we'll go ahead here. The other side. A couple of long passes. Whew. Hopefully you guys' week started out okay. It's hard to talk over this thing. It's only Tuesday. It's already been a long week. Man, that is so loud, guys. I'm sorry. All right. Yeah, once again, of course, with these kinds of knives, the burr doesn't tend to fall off in whole pieces. I mean, it can. But my experience, especially with rougher grit stones, is they just tend to grind off, right, in smaller chunks, which is what's happened here. So I have completely folded the burr over. We do have, of course, the fold over on this side, and it feels exactly like it did on the other side. What I'm going to do is spare you some of the loudness here, and I'm going to do some more full strokes with a little bit of pressure, and then I think we'll be in deburring mode. I got a couple other special knives I want to show you guys. I won't run it on these stones because they don't need it, but oh. And I got an amazing deal on a ZDP 189 bunka. It is a Yoshida Hamono bunka black, or black bunka ZDP 189 190 millimeter bunka series. So apparently it's one of the best. It's kind of sought after. I don't know. Had a deal come up today that was too hard to beat. It was used. But it was barely used, so I think that'll be awesome to test some of these stones out on a real big super steel like that. I mean, I've got CPM 20 CV, you know, M390, all that stuff. I've got some of those, but that ZDP 189, that stuff is supposed to make HAP 40 look like white too, as far as sharpening goes. I say that, I don't really know that that's the exact comparison, but the way they talk about it, yeah, you would think that HAP 40 was a walk in the park compared to that stuff. Just real quick. Okay, I think we are good. I'll just double check. Shouldn't need to, but I will. I'm going to go ahead and wipe it off over here. Man, it likes to pile up at the tip on this knife. Got that stainless steel bolster. That is the only thing I don't like about these style of knives, is when the bolster is all flared all the way down to the heel. It's not a big deal. If you know how to modify your sharpening and stuff, and you know, you change your technique and stuff like that to fit it, it's no big deal. It's just something to pay attention to and worry about, I guess. Okay, yep. So we got our massive burr. I'm going to do regular strokes with light pressure, and I'm going to reduce the number and pressure as I go to remove the burr. Rick, buddy, I'm pretty sure you're watching, at least I hope you're watching. Since I'm getting this ZDP 189 Bunko, I'm going to sell you that other one if you want it. And if not, I'll put it up on my Etsy store. I'm actually going to take you guys on a little vacation with me. So I've got a vacation. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit, but I'm going to shoot some videos while on vacation, and do some sharpening videos from my condo where we're going to stay. No, I'm not rich enough to have my own condo. It's just an Airbnb. But should be fun. Gonna go to the Gulf. I'm gonna have the in-laws. They like to stay at our house because it's like their little getaway from all the stuff around them. So they're gonna stay at our house and watch the dogs. And anyway, should be a nice little fun getaway. I may do a sharpening session overlooking the ocean or something. It could be fun. It could be relaxing. I think we're good. I don't know. I don't think I need to do any edge leading strokes because I just did that. I am going to give it a couple just because of tradition for me. I don't like to do it on these higher grit aggressive stones as much, especially with the burr being gone. But I'm literally just laying the knife on here and letting the knife's weight like that do it just because. I think it's an OCD thing, maybe more than anything else. I don't think it was necessary. So you don't need to, if you follow me in my technique, you don't need to do that. Especially if your burr is gone. If you still have a burr, well, then yes. So I'm going to bring you guys back to me. I am going to look real quick here with my Carson microscope. And I'm going to see. So I do have, okay. What we have is a small amount of burr on there, but it's kind of more hanging off and out. So I'm going to use this newer strop that I got here with their compound from Bocher. I can't say it. It's German, I think. It's got a, what they call, the red compound is supposedly 12,000 or 2,000 grit, and the black is supposedly 12,000 grit. I don't know that I buy into all that. What I do know is there is grit in it. I've said that in the previous video. So there is grit in there and it works, right? I'm not going to lay trust on the grit rating because I don't care. If I want specific grit, I'm going to use diamond. Right now I just want to strop this knife. I'm going to give it a couple on the black side, which I can confirm is less coarse than the red side. Just because, just for grins, it's on there. I'm going to use it. Yeah, it's definitely a lot finer. I can tell you that. But man, you can still hear like it's gritty. It's got a lot of grit, you know. Awesome. All right. Let's wipe this off. I would look in the microscope again just to be sure, but I don't need to. I'm just that good. I'm kidding. I'm so kidding. Gotta make sure. Oh yeah. She clean. Well, actually no. There's a few spots. It's nothing major. So we'll just leave it at that though. Let's go ahead and listen to how she do. Now this is a 400 grit edge. My expectation is amazing because your lower grits set your angle anyway. Everything after that is just continuing what you set on a lower angle. This is the most important, so let's hear. A little rough sounding, but it's like that was up high on tip and stuff was bending. So let me go fast, not fast, but move fastly through the paper. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty smooth for what it is, considering. All right, let's do a little push. I kind of had to saw through that one. Oh, there we go. That's rough. Huh. I mean, it's cutting or pushing, but I think it could use a little bit more tune-up on the strop, but I'm not going to. There's no point. I'm moving on to another grit level after this. So with that said, this 400 grit HK Knife WOrks, it's amazing. Comparing it to the FSK. Now, the FSK it's a super premium stone also. But I believe, and Adama, please help me in the comments if I'm wrong about this. I think this one is a little cheaper than the FSK. So if cost is an issue, no problem with this one. This thing, I mean, you saw it made light work of this normally harder to sharpen knife. Whenever I test it on those knives later this week, you know, versus the FSK, I believe it's gonna like annihilate that hard steel too. These are awesome. It's more friable than the FSK, but that's by design, right? That's designed to be that way. It's more porous, again, designed to be that way. That's what they wanted. So cost is an issue. You don't want to pay for the FSK. This is your stone to get if you want a vitrified diamond stone and you want it in 400 grit. I would not hesitate to get this stone, period. If you got the money to burn, get the FSK. So yeah, that's my take on it. Take it as you will. But using both, I can tell you they both perform very similarly. The only difference is the friability, right, as far as I'm concerned. So this stone, I think, will wear faster than the FSK, but it's not going to wear fast. I don't want that to freak anybody out and think, oh, God, it's going to wear out. No, it's not going to happen. So, yeah, that's my take on it. I'm going to do a comparison with the FSK, like I said, later. Not tomorrow, probably this weekend. I'll do a side-by-side with a similar HRC-rated knives and just go to town with them and just see how it does. So remember, got the giveaway tomorrow. You just need to be a subscriber of the channel. Leave a comment down below or on any of the videos over the last 2 weeks when I announced the contest. And if your name gets drawn, you're the lucky winner of a sharpening stone and a knife. Until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.